Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I woke up this morning. Well, I woke up super early, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and couldn't go back to sleep. I finally rolled out of bed about 4:20 or something. And I came downstairs and I was just sketching away. My head was just full of ideas, and that I've been like, the kernel of the idea was in my head, but this morning they all kind of came to life. And so I was so excited. So I'm feeling like I just am ready to just paint today. I hope that's okay with everybody. I had a rough day yesterday, and so, nothing makes me feel better than just painting and hanging with you guys. So if you're here, be sure to say hello, and then let's just get started painting. And I'm going to paint, are you ready? One of the first art printables I ever drew. I'm going to paint on my Lucinda art printable. So I am ready to play with this. So one thing I wanted to talk about is that every year Pantone chooses a color of the year. And Pantone kind of sets the stage for, good morning, Keels. Pantone sets the stage for fashion and interior design and graphic arts, and the mark is set high. I have many books of Pantone colors from college, but this year's Pantone color is so beautiful. It is called Very Peri, and it is periwinkle. So I thought, wouldn't it be grand to paint some of these Lucinda flowers in periwinkle? And I think this blue, this kind of the mid blue in this Josie, and I could look up the color, but I won't. So I'm going to pull some of it into my palette here. There we go. And now I'm going to get some water. So periwinkle is kind of a cross between blue and purple. And the cool thing about it is that, excuse me, I need to take a drink. The cool thing is that oftentimes you can't tell the difference. So you could certainly mix a periwinkle. So it's blue with a little bit of red, but it's kind of a cool blue. Well, it's just kind of its own thing. So I'm going to paint some of it down here so you kind of get the feel, right? So do you see that it's just kind of its own color? So what I'm thinking I would like to do is I want this super watery, because I'm going to paint the entire background this color. And then I'm going to come in and paint my flowers with the same color. And even the leaves, everything is the same color. Good morning, Jan. How are you? Oh, thank you, Tam. Yeah, it was a rough day, but not because it was rough for her. It was, she and I just sat on the living room floor yesterday and watched a movie, a Christmas movie, of course. And it was lovely. And then they came, and you know, I don't know that she was asleep because I was just petting her. She was just laying across my lap. And, so I'm doing this other panel too, because why not? They came and they, gave her a little sedative, and I think that might have been the only time she, like, kind of opened her eyes. And then they gave her the medicine, and she just passed so gently. It was, I'm telling you, if a sucky thing could be lovely, it was lovely. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was kind of a weird moment, but it was just, the people were so kind and so, they were just lovely. I can't describe it any other way. So this one I'm going to fussy cut, so I'm just going to do just the flower. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, and it was, they were so lovely, you know, and kind, and Jeff and I just kept thinking, how can you do that job? How can you do that job? You know? So, anyway, she crossed the Rainbow Bridge, and she's with my brother now. And she's reunited with him because, like I said in my post, he gave her to us for Christmas 11 Christmases ago. Isn't that crazy to think? And she just, gosh, she just gave us such joy. And you know, they let Solomon say his goodbyes in his doggy way. And you know what? He's been fine. I mean, he's always been our sensitive soldier, that's for sure. Oh, Kathleen, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do. Okay, so now we've done one coat of, like, just a watery wash of that color. It was so lovely, Tam. It was so lovely. And I know as a doggy lover, you would understand. So now I'm going to continue to build that periwinkle. Oh my gosh. So whose wedding was it, Keels? Donna. Okay, cool. I know, it's just I don't even know how to describe periwinkle except that it's just the loveliest. So now I'm just going to start to build up the petals so there's a contrast between them and the background. Just little by little. Little by little. I was just feeling the need to do something different this morning. I hope you understand. Keely, I just took a glance at your cards this morning. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. I will go back and take a closer look after class, but oh my gosh, you did such an amazing job. Such an amazing job. I'm really kind of liking this way of painting where we paint the color like a watery wash over the entirety of the piece, and then we go out back and start to build that color. It's just something new and fun, and you know, it's fun to just pull out an old technique out of your artsy arsenal in your noggin. You know, all the things that we do in class, they'll just keep building in your noggin. You'll just continue to grow them and grow them and grow them. And then just pull them out every now and again. That's so cool. Keely, I'm so sorry your Bears lost last night. It was what a game. There we go. Little by little. It does take care of the background, and it's not even, oh, it wasn't, you know what? They had terrible refs last night, Keels. They were just awful. You know, you can still, I mean, here's the thing, Catherine, sorry. You can still do all kinds of things in the background, right? We could stencil, we could splatter, we could do all of those things. It just gives you, I don't know, just something new. So I'm just going to start with my one coat, like my second coat, I should say, of just the flower petals. And then I'm feeling like I'll come back and start to darken, you know, all the places that are supposed to be darkened. Oh, really, Catherine? I get it. Sometimes white space is a little intimidating, isn't it? In such a weird way, you know? So you can see this is still quite watery. I just like to slowly build those layers. So I was saying before, I think anyone got on here this morning, I woke up so early. I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and I could not go back to sleep. My head was just spinning with ideas. And so I laid there and, you know, fooled myself into trying to count backwards from 100 and all of those things that never work, but I try them every time. Till about 4:20, and then Solomon and I got up and I came downstairs and I had these ideas just kind of percolating in my head for some new artwork, and I'm telling you, I drew solid for like an hour and a half. And then I fell asleep on the couch. So I guess I just had to get it out of my system. These are already, oh my gosh, so pretty. Okay. Good morning, Sonia. Oops. Okay, so now I'm going to pull some color, but I want it to be, more saturated this time. So I'm going to not add as much water, although you know I can't water down those watercolors. I swear, isn't that the truth, Keely? When I wake up early, like I know I've just got to get it out of my system or write it down. Although sometimes I've written stuff and then in the morning I'm like, what in the hell does that even say? So now I'm just going to jiggy jaggy, start to build up the areas that we know will be deeper, right? The base of the petals. And then let's start to pull that color down the edges. I don't know what I'm going to do with the centers. I told myself I was just going to... Do you remember the other day in Inspire Your Heart with Art? We're going to ponder and make and ponder. It'll come to me. Little by little. So are any of you getting art supplies for Christmas? Did you ask for art supplies? That's awesome. I just noticed that, well, I did buy myself a couple of books. I just noticed that a couple of people will be getting and Corbiere-Scott Designs gift certificates for Christmas. I won't tell you who, but a couple of husbands have bought those, which I thought was kind of cool. And I'm ever so grateful. As soon as I finish this, I'm going to let this kind of percolate a little minute and I'll show you. Do you remember when Keely, I was showing that card that Keely had made me that she used the stencil stretchy lines, I think, on? Here we go. This gorgeousness. Look at that. Oh, I just fell in love with it. And she put a link in the, I think it was December 9th class. So I hopped on to the website immediately and I ordered, here's stretchy lines. Shut up. Look how cute that is. I just am madly in love with it. And it is by acolorfullifedesigns.com. And this one is called Grunge Dots. Look at how cool that is. I'm telling you, I can hardly wait to do some backgrounds. I'm going to take a drink. Good morning, Denise. You know what's crazy? I know, I love an open-ended, I love an open-ended stencil or embossing folder. So I think I want to let this dry all the way. So I'm going to add a little bit of water to this so I have something to jiggy blend with. So now let's jiggy blend that color out. You know, I'm thinking because these petals are so big, it might be cool to do some water splotches on there. I just want the flowers, the petals to do. I have a couple of stocking stuffers to get done, but other than that, I'm pretty well done. How about you, Kills? Good morning, Renee. How are you? It doesn't take much. I'm just softening the edges. And then I'll just keep, you know, working it, like always. I can't let go. I just wanted it to be super deep and go into like almost white. Like the lightest periwinkle. Oh, I'm loving it. Well, Renee, we're so glad to see ya. Just going to continue to build that. Good thing that I am only using one color today because my water is completely periwinkle. Look at it. Oh. Yeah, Jeff and I were talking. We have to do some grocery shopping, which is crazy. It's like, how did I forget to buy potatoes? You know, just silly stuff like that. And I think we have to brave Costco, which is gonna, I mean, it's always a crazy place. But if we go, maybe if we go today, in the day, the closer it gets, I'm sure the crazier it's going to be. So I'm just continuing to jiggy blend all the way out. Yeah, it's just, you know. Well, and you just have to be brave. You just have to kind of brace yourself that it's going to be crazy. And so kind of embrace the crazy, you know. I'm pulling off some of that excess color because I really want that center. I want it to be light in the center and dark on the sides and dark at the base. I'm loving that. Jiggy jiggy. I love Costco. It's just always kind of a zoo. So as long as you kind of, you know it's going to be a zoo and you prepare yourself, you'll be fine. So I'm feeling like it might be kind of cool to do some splatter some of this same periwinkle. I think that just might be kind of the way to go. Yeah. Yeah, Jeff went to Walmart the other day and he said it was crazy. But Walmart is always crazy, isn't it? And our Walmart, I think, is a 24-hour Walmart. And I'm telling you, it's just always nuts. I mean, I haven't gone there in the middle of the night, but I wouldn't doubt that it's crazy in the middle of the night, too. Need to get a little bit of that off. I think I need to let those other colors kind of... let it dry and percolate a little bit more. Pull that off. Well, Sam's and Costco, they're both kind of the same, aren't they? It's that same warehouse kind of vibe. And hi, Joe. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am just painting on one of my first art printables today, which is a Lucinda. And I did a technique that everybody should give it a try. So I painted the entire panel with a very watery wash. And then I came back in and I used that same color to start to build up my flowers. I am loving it. That's too wet. And now I'm building up some depth and doing my jiggy jaggy blend to blend out the deepest colors, but I really want it to have that painterly vibe. So, Catherine, if you print on a inkjet printer and you heat set it, either heat set it with, you can heat set it with your heat gun, or heat set it with your iron, like, you know, put a paper towel over it, and then let it sit. You should be able to not have smears. Oh golly, I can't imagine young children at 2 or 3 in the morning. Ugh, that's awful. Me too, me too. Well, I'm sorry that you're having to trace, Kath. But just give that a try, like heat setting it, and see if that kind of helps that issue. There we go. Turn, 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 turn. I understand, Kathleen, or Catherine. You know what? Jeff's mom's caregiver's name is Kathleen, and so she's on my brain. But see how I've got some of these purple, the periwinkle polka dots? I'm kind of feeling like that might be, that might be a thing to do. Like once I've built up the color as much as I want it to be, I'm feeling like that might, just add another artsy pop, you know? I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with the centers. I don't know if I want to add another color for the centers and the leaves. I mean, I could certainly pick a muted green for the leaves and maybe that same muted green for the centers or a muted yellow. I don't know. Still hemming and hawing about that. They're starting to look how I want them to look. Tap, tap, tap. Has anyone gone out and looked at Christmas lights, like gone for a drive to look at Christmas lights? I love to do that. Jeff and I have walked around our neighborhood. There's a lot of really pretty lights. We have this laser, and we saw it on one of our neighborhood walks last year. This laser light thing that you plug in, and it doesn't have like designs or anything. It's just dots of color. And so we shine it up on our tree, and that's real pretty. But I'm sure my neighbors who've gone all out on their light displays are disappointed in our feeble outdoor display. But I just like it because it's just like these little dots of color. But I do love seeing other people's holiday lights. Hi, Debbie Harning. I'm going to take a drink. Everybody else, take a drink. Tap, tap, tap. This one's still pretty wet, so let's move on here. So we watched the movie that we watched Sophie and I watched yesterday. It's called California Country Christmas or something like that. Oh, it was darling. And Jeff came down from his office so we could spend that last little time with her, you know. And so we all watched it. And he was like, well, I guess we're going to have to watch this every year. And I think that's true. So let's give this a little air. Hey Vicky, how are you this morning? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm feeling like, yes, do you see? I told you I don't waste. I had this other printable that wasn't exactly what I wanted, and so I just printed on the back side. I cannot waste. Let's see. I'm wondering when maybe I need to let the petals sit for a while and move on to something else. Oh my gosh, I bet Disney World was beautiful. I bet it was beautiful. I saw somebody said they go to Disneyland on Christmas Day. Interesting, huh? Okay, I'm going to take this kind of funky evergreen. Let's see. What's this one? This one's more turquoisey. Did you see that? I think that might be cool for the leaves. What do you think? So it just, see how it's just kind of a subtle, shut up, look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm totally loving that. Then let's do these. Just that first coat, see where we're going. I love that some of the periwinkle is kind of popping through. Oh, I love that. I'm loving that. Let's pull some more of that. Kind of mix that up. Get some water in there. Let's dry those leaves so we can start to build. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. So now I'm thinking, do I want to do a third color? Because maybe 3 colors would be better than 2, right? So do I want to do a third color for the centers? And I'm thinking I want to do kind of maybe like a mix of yellows and greens. That might be pretty. Yellow would probably be the prettiest because it's the opposite of purple on the color wheel. But seriously, you guys, look at that with the purple and that green. Oh, so pretty. Good morning, Beth Johnson. How are you today? You know what? I sent my parents an Applebee's gift card for Christmas. And I wrote on there, we're fancy like Applebee's. And you know, I'll tell you why it's funny. Because my dad thinks Applebee's is only for special occasions. Oh, so funny. So dang cute, that dad of mine. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit more and I'm going to start to build that green right there. That's where we know it's going to be deeper, right? Because it's the petals are on top of. Let's do those vein sort of things. Let's do a little bit here too. I'm telling you, that's the stinking truth, Denise. He doesn't really love going out to eat, but sometimes we force him. And he's fine once, you know, he just, he prefers home. It is relaxing and fun, isn't it? They did not go out to eat. No. If he went out to eat, it was at his aunt's house. It wasn't, you know. They do not. My mom likes to go out to eat. But my dad would rather stay home. So when I'm there, we try to cook together. And that's always fun. Try and cook like things that I ate as a child. Those are fun. Rinse, tap, 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 tap. And I want to kind of work that out. Oh my gosh, Beth, now it's in my head. So after everything was done yesterday with Soph, I was like, Jeff, we got to get out of this house. Let's go to lunch or something. So we're driving down Bell Road, which is our kind of the main drag. And do you think neither one, we're like, do you want, no, not that. No, not that. And I'm telling you, we've done that for years. Anybody else do that? Drive by restaurant after restaurant after restaurant. So dumb. So dumb. So we ended up at Chili's. And it was all right. It was just, you know what, we needed to just get in a different headspace. So I'm going to pull some of my yellow. I know, we can waste so much time. I'm telling you. Up and down. No, not that. No, not that. Okay, so do you remember when I told you that if you want a deeper shade of a color, one way to get it, instead of adding black, one way to do that is to add some of the opposite on the color wheel color to that. But you remember, we want to use like very little. So I'm going to wet my brush, and I've got some of that periwinkle right here on my palette. Just going to mix that up. And then I'm going to add that to the yellow. And do you see how that just deepens that color? Just enough. But remember, we want to add like so little, like hardly anything. Because this is still feeling kind of bright. It wasn't as watery as I want. I'm going to tap it off. Yep, that's more like it. So I'm going to add some more water. Then I think I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put some color on, let it sit there for a second, and then tap it off. And then I can build it, you know, as I go. Tap, 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 tap. I'm kind of digging that. Ho, 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 ho. So we start to build the yellow. There we go. Digging that. And I like that the periwinkle is showing through here too. I really like that. And just like little by little. It's kind of, and I'm just kind of jiggy-jaggy adding color. Nothing with any specificity. Just jiggy-jaggy. Oh, you guys. It's like what I wanted it to be. I love it. You know what? This is feeling really one tone, and I want that. I'm going to need to do something to kind of brighten that up, but I think I'm going to go back in and paint these leaves this green, and then I've got two little buds here. I think I'll do those in purples. There we go. And then this green, remember? That was... I think because it's that kind of a, almost like a blue. It's so, I don't know. It's just perfect. I should have painted these leaves purple too to get that same purpley green vibe going, but, well, I didn't, and so we'll just do it like this, and then if we're feeling it, we'll just add some. We can add some periwinkle anytime we want. That is the beauty of watercolor. Just add a little bit of that periwinkle. There we go. Oh my gosh, it's looking so pretty. I'm feeling like it needs something to brighten it though, and I'm not sure where I want to go with that just yet. So I'm going to show you something that I saw in one of the books I bought for myself. Okay, so watch this. So I'm going to take some of that periwinkle. Oh, nope, that's not it. There we go. Right? I'm going to make it nice and watery. I'm going to put some down like that. Tap that off. Let's see. Make it super watery. Now I'm going to take this glass pen and I'm just going to pull color out quite subtly. And it's just really, oh my gosh, adding some new dimension and kind of like really subtle mark making. Let's try it this way. If I dip right into the, yeah, it's a glass pen. I got it on Etsy. So you can, okay, let's do it like we did for the other one. So I'm just going to lay down a little bit of color. But see, it's super watery. And now I'm just going to take that glass pen and just work that color out. Little by little. See how that's just adding like another layer of cuteness. And it was, seriously, this was under $10. And it came with a stand, right? This little stand. And it came in this box. So it came here, and then the stand was here, and then a little bottle of ink. So cool, right? You gotta love Etsy, because then you're supporting another small business, right? Another artisan. It's just another way to add dimension and just visual interest to your painting. And who doesn't love a new tool? Seriously, I think it was like $8. And I kind of like it when they kind of crisscross. So pretty. I love that there's that spot is there, and that these lines are just gonna go right over it. Like one more layer of cuteness. And it's just like that tone on tone, which, you know, I love me some tone on tone. I do. Hey, Lenora, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you want, I can look up which shop I bought this from. There's lots of different shops, but I just liked the way this it feels in my hand, and look how pretty it is. Colors of the ocean. These are going to be kind of fun, I think. These little guys. Whoops. Just another way to add texture. And you're doing it just with color. That's the thing I love about it. And that it's all just with color. And it's the same color. How cool is that? And here's the thing. You could certainly do this with multiple colors. You could, do you know what I'm saying? You could do it with all kind. You could do a million different applications. You could, well, I don't know. You could do a million things. I love that. And that's why I wanted it to be a good range of dark to light. Like, I think that's helping, certainly. But I'm kind of wondering if I should have some white, some watery white, and do kind of the same thing. So I'm going to dry these guys. Thanks, Keels. 3 minutes. It sure seems like it's gone by fast, doesn't it? So we can add a little bit of white here and do the same. And maybe that will start to, it's still pretty wet. I think I need to wait a little longer. Maybe I need to use my bleed-proof white. That would be pretty too, wouldn't it? Oh, I love it. I'm feeling like maybe I need some white in here to brighten up that center, to just, you know, give it a little oomph. So let's pull some of this bleed-proof white into the palette. Add some water. Let's mix that up. I think I might have better luck with this than watercolor. I mean, this is a form of watercolor, but you know what I mean. All right. Let's add a bit of white. Then, yeah. Shut up. Look at that. So pretty. So pretty. It's just enough, I think, that it's brightening everything. I'm finding like the more I work it, the more gradual my gradation is. That is, oh my gosh, and this is adding like another whole, taking it to another level. And it's kind of addicting, this glass pen. And look at, I can tap, tap, tap that white on the end of my glass pen and start adding bits of white to the center, because this is getting a little bit muddy and I want this to be a little bit more, have a little more pop. I want that under layer of that subtle yellow, but then oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Oh, you guys, it's so pretty. And then I don't even know what I'm going to do with the background, but thank you for being patient with me today while I just pulled something out of the archives, a Lucinda art printable, and just started fiddling around. That's how we figure things out, right? We just experiment and explore and experiment and explore. Remember? Ponder and paint, ponder and paint, paint and ponder. I adore you all. I can't believe that it's almost done. that I'm over. Sorry. What's new, right? I'm telling you, that glass pen, Catherine, you'll have such a blast with it. I adore you all, and I will see you on Thursday. We will meet again on Thursday morning, and who knows what we'll be doing. Who knows? Maybe we'll do some more black pen. I don't know. Or glass pen. Anyway, check it out. I adore you. I love you too. I love you too. And thank you just for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. That's what friends are for, right? I adore you all. Thanks so much. Bye.